Okay, so for the North House leadership assignment, I've decided to tackle Chapter 3, which speaks about the skills approach that a leader should have. Now, the main points of this theory is that they say an effective administrator is dependable on 3 skills. They define a skill here as what a leader can accomplish, not exactly who they are. And it's the ability to use one's knowledge and competencies to accomplish goals or objectives. Now, the skills are broken down into 3 different categories. You have technical skill, which is your ability to use tools and techniques and procedures well enough. Human skill is the ability to work with other people, so your people skills. And then the last one is conceptual skills, where this has to deal with vision and strategy and ideas and concepts. Okay, so the first thing that Chapter 3 tells you to do is how to assess a leader. So it provides you with a survey of 18 questions, in which these 18 questions are ranked from 1 to 5, 1 being not true or seldomly true to occasionally and most of the time true at the other side of the spectrum at 5. So it tells you to first have a leader evaluate themselves from 1 to 5, and then have their subordinates do the same ranking, but ranking now their supervisor. Excuse me. So after the results are tallied, it gives you a certain low, mid, or high score on their technical skills, their human skills, and their conceptual skills. So the survey, after it was administered, produced very similar results. Both the subordinates and the leader I administered this survey to thought that their technical and the conceptual skills were high range, which they were. But they both agreed and were scored in a mid to low range when it came to human skills. So my first piece of my approach afterwards was to tell the leader that while he is very technically savvy and he has good ideas and he has a drive and vision for the future, his human skills are somewhat lacking. And I provided examples in which I think is the root of many of these substandard people skills. I told him that he misses a lot of meetings, he doesn't go to a lot of happy hours, he doesn't ask very many personal questions, he just gives orders and isn't necessarily cognizant of other people's life outside of work, and he's a work first person, which is successful, has made him successful to an extent, but has detached him socially. So I told him that he should embrace the idea of trying to be more a little sharper with his human skills. Now, initially his response was very hesitant. He didn't know where this was coming from. I told him that the survey provided me this information. He was hesitant about the results, but I also told him that his subordinates were administered the same survey and came up with the same results. So it's 2 people coming up with the same conclusion that his human skills are lacking and he should. He explained that since he's a water and sewer supervisor, that he doesn't have much contact with the people in general. It's a lot of equipment and utility-based approach. Then that's why he hasn't had much skills hasn't had much human skills to develop. That being said, he was embracing of trying to do it in the future, to help him pretty much get better altogether. Now, I believe this theory is good in assessment of character. So it gives you an idea of who specializes in what and what their strengths and weaknesses are. So I believe in the future I will use some sort of survey questionnaire to evaluate what I have, what I possess on my team, and where to put them accordingly. The technical people, the people who score high in technical skills, maybe I'll put them here that have less social interaction. The guys that are good with social interaction, I'll put them more at the forefront of that facet. So I think this is good for classifying people into different divisions and working with their strengths and weaknesses, because it is indeed a little bit rare to find someone that possesses a high score in all of these skills. So that's it.